If we talk about the huge economy events in the history of US, people will tell you the Great Depression and the financial crisis in 2008. But in 2020, a huge pandemic caused nearly 3 million deaths and huge economic crash around the world. The US, of course, was affected hugely.
Since the pandemic began, new infections exploding from coast to coast, shattering records for single-day deaths,
The US GDP
hospitalizations,
decreased
and new cases.
9.1% in the second quarter of 2020. It is the steepest quarterly drop in the economy output on record. The pandemic not only caused death, people feared to go out or forced to stay at home, which of course hurt the store like restaurants and shops. Without buy and sell, enterprise and personal business can easily shut down. The history of Great Depression caused thousands of companies close, banks eventually bankrupt and people lost their money. Poverty and hunger also caused a lot of problems. So during the COVID pandemic, the US want to prevent the history of Great Depression show up again. The government tried hard to keep the economy stable. And today, we are going to specifically discuss about labor supporting. How much can it be argued that the economy relief in response to COVID-19 is more similar than different to a New Deal relief program in combating unemployment? First, let's talk about New Deal. During the Great Depression, over 4,000 banks have failed. The unemployment rate increased to nearly 25%. And the reason why the unemployment rate went so high is because the company failed or lack of money, so they have to cut off some people. To solve this problem, the government needs to prevent business from failing and provide more jobs to labor. To provide jobs, the first thing to do is quite obvious. It's to create one. The US Treasury Public Business Branch, PBB, building infrastructure and public work. Those projects provide a lot of jobs and have done an amazing jobs on their construction works. For example, International Revenue Service Building, the National Archives, the Interior Department, the National Zoo, Tennessee Valley Authority provide affordable energy to American buildings, and Bonneville Power Administration eventually start product the world products, like bombers and ships. Both of them create more opportunity for people to have more jobs. Other than that, Fair Labor Standards Act advocate unemployment insurance, low-cost hours, public work, and minimum wage. National Industrial Recovery Act created industrial allies, effectively fixed the price and wages, and established the production quota, which means everyone can get the orders. As everyone have quotas, the company can still survive so that the workers won't be fired. The U.S. Employment Services, USES, provide the quality of service for jobless Americans, create a coordinated system of employment assistance. Further, the USES created special services for farm workers, veterans, young workers, and others. Between 1933 and 1939, the USES and its state partners received about 65 million applications for work. And overall, those projects not only prevent business from failing, but also provide lots of jobs to jobless Americans. After telling so many information about the New Deal Relief Project, let's start looking at the COVID-19 economy relief. The assistance for the business like Small Business Tax Credit Program extend the availability of the Employee Retention Credit for small businesses. And Small Business Paycheck Protection Program provides small businesses with funds to pay it up to 8 weeks of payroll costing including benefits. This program makes some small business in America won't close that easily, so that people won't become under unemployment. And the most important one, the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economy Security Act, CARES Act, provide over $2 trillion of economic relief to workers, families, small business, industry sectors, and other level of government. Provides up to 32 billion of direct financial assistance to passenger and cargo air carriers and respective contractors. After listening to the relief of both economic crises, the difference is that the Great Depression happened so quickly that government don't have the time to prepare strategy to prevent people become jobless. But coronavirus didn't reflect on the economy so immediately. At least those small businesses in America didn't bankrupt that quickly. As the result, businesses can apply for the assistance from CARES Act and stop the company from closed down. And also, because the COVID pandemic is a pandemic about the virus, the transportation company in the world was hurt badly. So the relief project during the COVID pandemic will be more focused on those companies. The prevention that US government have done work well on stop the rising of the unemployment rate. And because of the infrastructure in the US is better completely than before, and the unemployment is not that much, the government don't have to create many acts on building those big projects to create jobs. But overall, I have to say, the direction of this project is the same. To make sure the job in the society is enough for people to get. So the government release relief to businesses to make sure that they can survive and provide salary to employees. The economy relief in response to COVID-19 is a lot similar than different to the New Deal relief program in combating unemployment. But because the Great Depression is the chain reaction that affects on people so quickly and so badly, so the government have to deal with the unemployment problem. But now, the government already prevented in the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why they're slightly different between these crises, but the direction is the same. Thank you.